Today is the 6th of February 2022. Basically, a brand new month, but nothing has changed here since the hurricane. It is crazy. It's crazy. I'm at the international airport where there's so much corruption, blatant corruption. And for the first time at the Marshall International Airport, you have three police officers and one road traffic officer. And these guys, you might as well just take off the uniform and flush it down the toilet because they're absolutely worthless that they could see somebody like Harry Mills pointing out to them in the transportation business for years. Baker's Bay has been a corrupt company and they're getting more and more brazen. That is why I have been elected as the president of the Abaco Taxi Association. We're just trying to put some stuff into place. We don't want to be blatant like how they are. We want to have some meetings and to let the government know that we're a union and we deserve better. We ought to have better. We have three police officers. For many years, we just had one, but we have a whopping three officers and a road traffic officers. And we have guys that can't get license, haven't got license, but they got a taxi plate on. And they're coming, picking up, and dropping off as if they're above the law. We, the law-abiding citizen, has to pay all of these fees to be legal on the road. And Baker's Bay, they don't care. They pick up any John, Dick, or Harry off the street and put them into a vehicle that is not registered, not licensed, not authorized, and they're taking these people. And you're pointing this out to the officers for 3 years. That is why I said you might as well flush their uniforms down the toilet. We're paying for these guys' housing. Obviously, they're not from Abaco. We're paying for their transportation. We're paying for their uniform. We're paying for their badge and their gun. And then got the internal fortitude to just do their job. We're not asking for any favor. The law has to be for everybody, not only a set of people. How can a foreign company like Baker's Bay allowed to break the law and the police officer and the road traffic officer at the airport is turning a blind eye for 3 years and more? It's unacceptable. It is not sending a good message to the majority of the law-abiding citizen. Something have to give. Baker's Bay, from an exception, has been breaking the rules that they could send Bahamians home and use our national fly carrier to bring a bunch of Mexicans in. And they could host the Mexicans. They could get free food. Everything is free. Their salary don't have to touch. They send their salary back to Mexico. But they send the residents of Dundas, Murphy, and Marshaba home and say that we are too costly to a company that don't have to pay for toothpick and haven't paid for toothpick tax-wise for the past 15 years. This administration gave us until December 2022 to get duty-free items. But Baker's Bay has had duty-free for the past 15 years, and it is continuing. And the little money that you could make to send to the moms and pop shops north of Marshaba, they are taking it and using their own transportation, bringing in hundreds of people, but 90% of the taxi do not get a dollar from the biggest company in Abaco, Baker's Bay. Everything, it seems like it's being corrupt. And the police, if they don't do something, they're part of the corruption. They happen to protect the corruption. Road traffic, it's a part of the corruption. Road traffic is helping with the corruption. How could this be in the land of the Bahamas that a foreign company could corrupt the police force, could corrupt road traffic, can absolutely corrupt immigration, customs, that customs can't even look at their bags when they're going or coming. How can one corrupt company corrupt so many? It got so bad that they corrupt the minister and the prime minister, that they could give the prime minister and the minister of foreign affairs, Brent Simonet, a $25 million contract. So Brent Simonet is officially the only person out of the F&M regime that could go freely to Baker's Bay because he's connected to them through a corrupt dealing, a corrupt contract. And it's dangerous, very dangerous for country when a minister could sit at the table with foreign investors and edge out a $25 million contract for himself. That is utter corruption. So I'm talking about the traffic, the road traffic, and the police at the Marsh Harbor International Airport that here daily. And Kai is pointing out these people don't have no license. They don't have no leg to stand on under the law to continue to be so corrupt. But it's all around. We're becoming like the pirates of Somalia, the Bahamas, a nation for sale. From the top right down to the middle, everybody in between is becoming corrupt because nobody want to take a stand. And when you don't take a stand from the low level, it rises to the top. And we have a nation that utterly corrupt because nobody want to do their job under the law. There is laws to protect, but a company like Baker's Bay seems to have everybody corrupt, absolutely corrupt, and nobody want to turn a blind eye from those corrupt dollars. No integrity. No integrity. Everybody prefer to be corrupt. It is sad after Hurricane Dorian that this country, Abaco, is forever gone. We have officially lost Abaco when it comes to law and order. Most persons prefer to have that corrupt dollar than have that legitimate earned dollar. They prefer the corruption rather than legitimate monies. It's sad, but that's the way Abaco is. I am forever saddened. I don't think that Abaco will ever come back to normalcy, especially when you have a company like Baker's Bay that have big money and they don't care anything about doing right. They just corrupt from the top right to the bottom. It's one of these Kai Care sad videos on how we have lost integrity, how law enforcement has turned their back and refused to do their job. Every day, they see corruption right in their face and they look the next way and they try to incriminate somebody like Kai Mills that point out the brazen, blatant corruption. I become the corrupt one because I speak about corruption, so they got me lined up before the courts to silence me. But I shan't be silent. I shall continue to speak about the blatant corruption, especially at the Marsh Harbor International Airport, because Kai still cares, and Kai is looking for that new day when we would weed out corruption, that the next generation could be proud to say they are Bahamian and they are Abaco proud. So far, I can't say I'm proud to be Bahamian nor proud to be Abaconian because of the blatant corruption that nobody wants to address. Only Kai Mills, because Kai still cares.